One of the things I know that we both agree on is the growth of experience and the requirement for experience. Where does that put our more traditional visitor attractions?
Well, they've always inhabited the experience economy, but now the experience economy has become more of a thing than it used to be. And I think the last 2 years have really brought that to the fore. So when you look at what people bought under lockdown, particularly online from gift shops at visitor attractions, it was a fascinating insight into the psyche of a country in trauma. And so what people really prioritised was things like board game, round the kitchen table board games, and these were old school board games. This is kind of Scrabble and Connect Four and battleships, and nothing with plugs, nothing with batteries. This is memory making stuff around around a kitchen table. They also bought local history books because under lockdown, when you went on your 1 hour government approved walk around where you lived, lots of people suddenly realised they didn't know where they lived. And they were going down roads that they'd never walked down before because it wouldn't be on their natural commuter routes. And they were going into the graveyards of churches and even into the churches they'd never been in before. And suddenly they were alive to the history of where they lived and destination and placemaking. The other thing that we found is that when people were able to go back to visitor attractions, they went with their immediate family and their friends to deliberately make memories, because they suddenly realised what was important, and being under lockdown made them think, actually, the thing that I really miss is making memories with friends and relatives, so I want to go back to special places where I can do that. And so I think that act of, it sounds more psychologically profound than it is, but that act of deliberate memory making is really, really important. And I've always believed that the day will come, if it hasn't come already, that people will no longer be content about passively walking past great glass boxes of stuff in museums and galleries. They have to speak to you and engage you in new and fascinating ways. And I have to say, I was just at the Burrell Collection in Glasgow yesterday. They were closed for 5 years. They've reopened in the last 2 months. Extraordinary, brilliant interpretation of everything from paintings to carpets. Brilliant example of the experience economy, deliberate memory making, and taking what you've already got and making stories out of it. For me, it was a brilliant example, and I think I'm starting to see more and more of that happening.